How do folks? So in this video we're going to be talking about the Tliltocatl vagans, formerly known as the brachypelma vagans and also known as the Mexican red rump tarantula. This is a New World terrestrial species, but it's also an opportunistic burrower, and it comes from the Yucatan Peninsula, and it's also observed in most of Central America. In its natural habitat, temperatures are normally somewhere between the 21 to 29 degrees Celsius, and the humidity ranges from 65 to 80%. In captivity, we normally keep ours between 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, and we usually keep the humidity right around the 65 to 70 mark. We manage to do this by simply overflowing the water dish once every 2 to 3 weeks, wait till the substrate dries out, and then we'll do it again. For substrate, we'll actually use topsoil, and we usually try to put in about 5 inches of substrate in there. We like to make sure that the tarantula's got enough substrate so it can burrow if it needs to or wants to, and also so if it does decide to go climbing up the sides, which it doesn't do very often, it's not got a far fall. When setting up the enclosure for these tarantulas, we always manage to include a hide in there, if not multiple hides, so it can get somewhere safe if it wants to, and also so it can start its own little burrows. This one's not really done much burrowing, but it is a little bulldozer, and it has decided to redecorate quite a lot. We also like to put little bits of sphagnum moss in there, just for decoration more than anything really. As always, you need to include a water dish, as all tarantulas do need water, and I will say it 1,000 times, they always need water. The growth rate of this species is quite medium, so it's going to grow on a similar sort of par to most of the brachypelmas and Tliltocatls, if I can say that one right, and some of the grammostolas. And the adult size of this tarantula is roughly around 6 inches. Ours is currently sitting quite pretty, it's about 5.5. So quite a big one. We do believe this one is female as well, and obviously females do tend to get much larger and chunkier than the males. When it comes to temperament of this tarantula, as far as it goes with the Tliltocatls and the brachypelmas, this is definitely the most feisty out of all of them. It's one of the ones which will always react to movement, so whenever we put food in there, whenever we're changing water, it wants to know what's going on, and its usual reaction to any sort of movements and vibrations is quite often to bite it. It also likes to kick hairs every now and again, and I can tell you that the hairs on this one are not a pleasant thing. So with this one being quite highly food motivated, whenever we are changing its water dish or doing any sort of work inside its enclosure, I always advise personally to just chuck some food in there, maybe a cricket, maybe a locust or a mealworm, and that'll give you a bit of a distraction so you can get done whatever you need to get done in there. As you can see, this is a beautiful tarantula. It's got almost a velvety black look to it, and then it's got those scarlet red hairs on its rump, which is where it gets its common name from. Those scarlet hairs, they just stand out so much more on that black sort of velvety look that it's got going on, and that's one of the main reasons why this is so popular in the tarantula hobby. So this one having a temperament that's probably going to be the least chilled within its sort of genus. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone who's just getting into the hobby, maybe someone who's already got a few teas, maybe someone who's actually had an old world as well, so they know how to react when the tarantula reacts the way that these do. With it being so food motivated and movement is kind of what it goes for, if you're not prepared for that, it can actually be quite jarring when you first see how quick it moves towards you if your hand's in the enclosure. All of that being said though, this is a beautiful species and it looks amazing. It spends a lot of time outside, out in the open, so it makes a great sort of display tarantula as well. And that's all from me, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to check the links in the description. We have Patreon down there. I want to say thank you to Chris Woolley and Lucy Reeves, our 2 patrons. And also we have a brand new website, so there's a link down in the description for that. Please go check it out. That's all for now. Bye.